What if I told you that the actual number of years written on your birth certificate, or the simple age you celebrate on your birthday, has remarkably little to do with how long you will live, how much vitality your muscles retain, or how independent you will remain past the milestone of age 70? Instead, what if the definitive answers to your long-term longevity and future mobility are quietly written right now inside 7 specific, highly predictive biological markers and physical capability tests that you can evaluate completely by yourself in the comfort of your own living room? For many older adults over 70, looking forward into the next decade can feel like a complete guessing game. They assume that their longevity is entirely dictated by good luck, family genetics, or the absence of an obvious chronic disease diagnosis. They visit a clinic, get a standard blood pressure reading and a basic clear blood work chart, and walk out assuming that their internal physical infrastructure is running perfectly. But as a physician specializing in restorative medicine and healthy aging, I want to show you a profound clinical reality that modern geriatric science openly tracks. Your true biological age is measured by your cellular resilience, your nervous system coordination, and your dynamic musculoskeletal defense lines. When your body crosses the 70-year threshold, standard resting tests are no longer sufficient to map your survival capacity. We must measure your body under stress, how your neuromuscular loops respond to gravity, how quickly your blood vessels adapt to sudden physical shifts, and how rapidly your brain coordinates complex physical balance adjustments. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on the real medical science of longevity prediction. I am going to reveal 7 scientifically proven physical capabilities and biological signs that accurately forecast your physical independence over the next 10 to 15 years. Stay with me until the very end of today's Deep Health Guide, because our 7th predictor reveals a completely shocking, effortless sitting test that serves as one of the single greatest clinical indicators of mortality risk in older adults worldwide. Before we pull back the curtain on our very first scientific longevity sign, if you want to protect your physical freedom, accurately track your biological age, and manage your retirement entirely on your own terms, please click that subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another senior health masterclass here on the Dr. Robert channel. If you are completely ready to test your internal baseline and take active, calculated control of your personal longevity journey today, please type 1 in the comments section right now. If not, drop a 0 so I can learn how to tailor these deep medical masterclasses for your specific lifestyle goals. Let's analyze the precise physiological mechanics behind biological tracking. In contemporary gerontology, we look past chronological time and focus entirely on functional resilience. This is your system's internal architectural capacity to withstand an unexpected physical shock, such as a slippery bathroom step, a sudden bout of seasonal respiratory illness, or an accidental trip on an uneven sidewalk crack. Think of your body after age 70 exactly like a beautifully built, classic historic bridge. 2 separate bridges can look completely identical from a distance on a calm, sunny afternoon. They both have pillars, they both span the exact same river, and they both carry vehicles across their paths. However, the ultimate way to measure their true longevity isn't by looking at them when they are empty. It is by measuring how much their structural steel girders bend, flex, and absorb vibrations when a massive, heavy freight train rolls across them. Your body's internal systems, your nervous system tracking lines, your lateral hip guard muscles, your core stability, and your heart rate flexibility are your structural steel girders. If these internal defense systems are robust and responsive, your biological age can easily be 10 to 15 years younger than the date printed on your driver's license. Let's break down the 7 definitive scientific signs that predict your longevity path. Sign 1. Your baseline symmetrical stride speed, the 4-meter gait velocity test. Medical science directly tracks walking velocity as a primary clinical vital sign for older adults because it requires the absolute synchronization of your brain, heart, and nervous grid. The science. When you walk across a room, A slow, flat, dragging stride velocity, specifically a speed below 0.8 meters per second, is a major predictor of accelerated neurological aging. It shows that your brain-to-foot neural highways are deteriorating and your core muscles are wasting away. The metric. If you can walk a simple 4-meter distance comfortably on a flat floor in under 4 full seconds without shuffling or veering to one side, your neuromuscular infrastructure is functioning at an elite level for longevity. Sign 2. Your dynamic grip force, the neuromuscular connector. Your hand grip strength is not just a measure of your forearm muscles. It serves as a direct clinical mirror for your overall central nervous system density and heart health. The science. Extensive clinical studies demonstrate that a progressive, severe loss of hand-squeezing force directly correlates with an accelerated loss of muscle mass across your entire lower body, a condition medically known as sarcopenia. If you can easily open stubborn jars, carry heavy grocery bags with one hand, or firmly squeeze an object with absolute snap, you possess high systemic neuromuscular preservation. Sign 3. Your 10-second unassisted single-leg crane balance. This test measures your visual loop, your inner ear vestibular pathways, and your deep lateral ankle and hip guards simultaneously. The science. Standing on one single leg forces your brain to make hundreds of microscopic structural balance corrections every second. If you can hold your right or left foot suspended just 2 inches off the ground for 10 continuous seconds, without grabbing a wall or letting your standing hip wobble uncontrollably, your brain possesses phenomenal protective mapping against catastrophic real-world slips. Sign 4. Your 5 repetition seated to standing velocity. The quad engine test. This assesses your vertical power engine, the quadriceps and gluteal muscle blocks, which are entirely responsible for your ability to rise from chairs and climb stairs. The science. Muscle melting in your thighs severely increases your risk of losing independent living capabilities. The test. Sit on a firm dining chair, cross your arms over your chest, and stand up completely tall and sit back down 5 times as fast as possible. If you can complete all 5 full rises in under 12 seconds, with absolute control and 0 hand support, your vertical engine is built for decades of physical autonomy. Sign 5. Your autonomous foot clearance, the no-shuffle stride. Shuffling is the absolute leading structural trigger behind devastating falls in seniors over 70. The science. When your front shin muscles, the tibialis anterior, atrophy, you lose the capability to lift your toes high enough to clear ordinary household items. Look closely at your walking style. Do your shoes make a quiet dragging or scratching sound across carpets? If you can consciously pick up each foot purposefully, displaying clean ankle articulation and clear toe clearance with every step, you are actively defending yourself against stumble traps. Sign 6. Your orthostatic blood pressure stabilization, the zero dizziness transition. Many seniors experience a sudden wave of lightheadedness or blurry vision the exact split second they rise rapidly out of bed or stand up from a deep couch. The science. This condition is clinically known as orthostatic hypotension. It occurs when your aging blood vessels are too rigid to constrict quickly against gravity, allowing blood to pool down in your legs and depriving your brain of immediate oxygen. If you can change positions from completely flat to standing upright while maintaining absolute cognitive clarity and 0 dizziness, your autonomic nervous network and vascular elasticity are remarkably resilient. Sign 7. The Sitting Rising Longevity Matrix, SRT. This is the ultimate world-renowned clinical test designed by medical researchers to forecast all-cause mortality risk in mature adults. The science. The Sitting Rising test evaluates your raw core stabilization, lower body joint mobility, and absolute structural balance without relying on external assistance devices. The test. From a standing position, try to lower your body completely down to the floor into a cross-leg sitting position using as few hand touches or knee supports as possible. Then, try to push your weight back up to a full stand. The longevity score. Starting with a perfect score of 10 points, Subtract 1 point every single time you have to support your weight with a hand, a knee, a forearm, or the side of your leg. Seniors who can execute this physical transition with minimal support, scoring an 8 or higher, possess a dramatically higher statistical probability of living a long, independent life. If you found that some of these longevity tests were difficult to execute today, do not feel discouraged or overwhelmed. Your physical architecture is incredibly adaptable, regardless of your current chronological age. The exact moment you introduce safe, purposeful, daily mechanical stimulation to your body, your brain immediately starts rebuilding those quiet neural pathways, and your muscles regain their structural power. Reclaiming your functional youth requires less than 10 minutes of daily home practice. Spend 2 minutes tracking your alignment during a hallway tandem walk, perform 10 slow countertop heel-to-toe raises while your morning tea brews, and practice 5 slow, controlled seated-to-standing rises right before you sit down for lunch. Let's speak with absolute medical transparency and direct candor. These self-tests and home longevity exercises are engineered to assess your baseline functional resilience and stimulate daily circulation. They are an exceptional form of proactive healthcare protection, but they do not replace formal diagnostic medical workups if you are currently managing advanced cardiovascular disease, severe joint degradation, or progressive neurological complaints. Securing your longevity path after 70 requires consistent, intelligent home adjustments. Circadian alignment. Maximize your exposure to natural, clear morning sunlight before noon to stabilize your neurological sleep-wake cycles. Vascular hydration. Drink clean water consistently throughout your day within your doctor's structural parameters to help your kidneys filter out waste compounds smoothly. The 5-second pause habit. Never sprint out of your bed or a deep living room chair the instant you wake up. Always sit tall on the edge of the frame for 5 seconds to let your blood pressure equalize before taking your first steps. Homestead safety audits. Secure or completely remove loose decorative rugs from your hallways. Use bright, automatic nightlights along your path to the bathroom. And always wear secure, non-slip footwear inside the home. Doctor's critical emergency note. Nếu người anh em phát hiện cơ thể xuất hiện các dấu hiệu bất thường như chóng mặt dữ dội đột ngột, khiến phòng ốc xoay vần, mất thăng bằng hoàn toàn không thể đứng vững, yếu một bên tay hoặc chân, hoặc đau thắt ngực lan ra vai trái, hãy dừng mọi hoạt động ngay lập tức và gọi cấp cứu khẩn cấp. Your future physical health, comfort, and independent lifestyle are not built out of rare, exhausting physical workouts. They are constructed out of the small, safe, repeatable choices you choose to repeat consistently in the comfort of your own home. By taking control of your functional markers, strengthening your quad engines, and keeping your brain connected to your feet, you are directly locking in the physical freedom, dignity, and longevity you rightfully deserve. Please take a brief moment right now to comment below with your current age and share what your score was on the single leg balance or the 5-rep chair rise test today. Click that like button, share this vital scientific guide with a contemporary who wants to evaluate their health, and subscribe to Dr. Robert to protect your structural longevity journey. Thank you so much for watching. Keep your functional markers strong daily, and I will see you in our next video.